What up, y'all? Happy weekend. Let's kick it off. Black Truth News. Gerard Horton, BKA, Bear Grizzly, Big Bear. Y'all know what time it is. Haven't saw you guys in a while, but I wanted to check in and give my playoff predictions for the 2018-2019 NBA season. No LeBron James, first and foremost. And that's kind of whack. If you go back to an article that I read on blacktruth.net, I think back in October, I stated that King James is no longer the best player in the world. Sad but true. I was saying this before he got injured. Want you guys to check in on that. If you need the link, I will send that to you. We're going to go to 2019 playoffs. I'm looking over at the bracket as we speak, and we're going to kick it off with the Western Conference. We got the Clippers versus Golden State. Yeah. Golden State going to tap that ass. Houston versus Utah. I'm picking Utah. Yep, I said it. Utah it is. Utah my sleeper. I'm picking Utah. Don't got that much faith in Houston. I think that when the playoffs come around, they haven't showed anything. Everybody points to the Chris Paul getting hurt last year, and that was the difference between them not beating Golden State. I disagree. So that's the bottom line with that. Utah over Houston. Portland, OKC. I'm going Portland. I picked OKC last year to beat Golden State when they had Melo. Just wrote a dope article on Melo not getting the credit he deserves and being disrespected, exiting from the NBA season and from his career. You might want to check that out at blacktruth.net. I'm picking Portland. I'm kind of going against the grain. I'm on the fence about this one. I think OKC may win. I'm going to stick with my guns and go with Portland. I think CJ McCollum is kind of hurt or injured, but I think he's going to play. I'm just going to roll with Portland. They're the highest seed. They're going to have home court advantage. I think that's going to play a difference in the outcome of the series. Denver, San Antonio. I'm picking Denver on that end. So that's my first round on the Western. On the East, you got Milwaukee versus Detroit. Picking Milwaukee. Don't know how Detroit got in there. If I have been watching basketball, it hasn't been much Eastern Conference, and it hasn't definitely been much Detroit. I know Blake's been balling a little bit, but nah, I'm going with Milwaukee. Boston versus Indiana. Boston. Yeah. I think Boston's going to get it together. I'm picking them to do what they have to do. 76ers versus Brooklyn. 76ers. Toronto versus Orlando. Toronto. So in the East, I'm going with all the favorites, basically. You know, so we go to the second round, and we're going to go back over to the West. And we got Golden State against Utah. I'm rolling with Golden State. You know, everybody want to see Houston versus Golden State in a rematch, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Houston's going to get upset in the first round, and I think Golden State's going to, once again, tap Utah ass. So we're going to go with that. And Portland versus Denver. I'm going to pick Denver. I'm going with Denver. I think they're going to do something. I don't have that much faith in them. I just think that they're going to have the luck of the draw. I think they're going to beat San Antonio. I think they're going to beat Portland. And not necessarily because they're a good team, is that I think they're just going to squeak past those two teams based on their home court advantage. They got second seed. So we got Denver against Golden State in the Western Conference final on that end. East, this one it gets tricky or when it get interesting. Milwaukee versus Boston. I'm picking Boston, my nigga. Let's roll with Boston. I think that Giannis is a good player, a great player. I think that he's an MVP candidate. I don't think he'll get it, but I think that he's a great player. I just don't think that. I think the difference between those two teams is that Kyrie will be a better closer in tight games, and I'm rolling with Boston. 76ers versus Toronto. Let's go 76ers. I'm rolling with Philly. Huge Embiid fan. I think they got a killer lineup. I know they've been battling some injuries, but with Jimmy Butler, Embiid, Simmons, and who else they got? Oh, they got damn, I forgot dude's name. Tobias Harris. They got Tobias Harris. So, and JJ Redick. That's a dope thing. And Kawhi, I don't see him. Same way with Milwaukee. I don't see him closing the game out and doing that. So now we got Boston versus Philly in the East. Switch back over to the West. Rolling with Golden State. This is predictable, man. I don't know how people, I think it's just for competition that they want to say, well, you know, Golden State has, people have a chance against them, but they don't. Golden State over Denver, and they going back to the championship again. Boston, Philly. It's going to be a good. That's probably, in my opinion, if they meet up, I think that's going to be the best series of the playoffs. And I'm rolling with Boston. I think they're going to get it together. I think they got too much firepower. I think the bench will play the difference between the equalizer of two great starting five lineups. And I'm rolling with Boston. So then we got Boston against Golden State. And that's going to be a good series if it gets that way. I think Kyrie's experience with going against Golden State, him not being scared of the moment, will help out Boston. But in the end, we're going with Golden State over Boston. Well, I'll give my predictions on how many games it's going to go. I should have started that from the top, but we can go through it quickly. Golden State will sweep the Clippers. I got Utah and Houston going 7. I got Portland and OKC going 7. Denver, San Antonio going 6. Golden State over the Clippers. Utah over Houston. Portland over OKC. Denver over the Spurs. We got the Golden State versus Utah. I got that going 6 games with Golden State. I got Portland and Denver. I got that going 6 games with Denver pulling it out. Golden State will beat Denver in 5 games. On the east side, I got Milwaukee and Detroit going 5 games. Boston and Indiana going 6 games. Well, no, I'm going to get them 5. Philly and Brooklyn going 5. Toronto and Orlando going 6. Don't ask me why I think Orlando's going to win 2 games. But I don't think no. Do I think somebody will sweep? Yeah, Golden State over the Clippers. But then you got Toronto and Philly. I think that's going to go 6 games. Boston and Milwaukee, 7. Philly and Boston, 7. Boston and Golden State in the championship, 6. So this video is just wrapping up around 10 minutes. So if you guys got time, check it out. I'm going to send it out. It's going to be at blacktruth.net. This is my predictions for the 2018-2019 season. Like I said, you can go to blacktruth.net, on YouTube, Black Truth Television, Black Truth News on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, ArrogantB.G on Instagram for my personal page. Don't forget to check out my new vlog, Dr. C and Me. I'm out, y'all. 2 fingers for victory.